Good evening, and welcome to another installment of Astronomers and Philatelic Society Book Readers Club. This week, we'll be discussing our separate books. Ladies, what do you have to say?
Well, this week I read a fascinating novel. It gave me some really interesting info on a planet, or maybe not, called Pluto.
Pluto.
That's what my book's about.
Me too. Oh my gosh. Well, I found some basic information on Pluto. Like that it was discovered in 1930 by a research assistant named Clyde Tombaugh at Lowell Observatory. And that Pluto is more than 3.6 billion miles away from the Sun, which is about 40 times as far from the Sun as Earth. Also, Pluto orbits the Sun in an oval, like a racetrack. And because of this orbit, it's sometimes closer to the Sun than it is at other times. But at its closest point, it's still billions of miles away. It's also located in a region called the Kuiper Belt, which also contains thousands of small icy objects. And Pluto is only 1,400 miles wide, which is only about half the width of the United States, and slightly smaller than Earth's moon. It takes Pluto 248 years to go around the Sun. So one day on Pluto is about 6.5 days.
Yikes!
Okay. Also, Pluto is very, very cold. The temp on Pluto is 375 to 400 degrees below zero. Also, Pluto has about 1/15 the gravity of Earth, so a person who weighs 100 pounds on Earth would weigh only 7 pounds on Pluto. How nice would that be?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
How about you, ladies? Did you discover anything else?
My book was about Pluto's moons. Pluto has 5 moons. The biggest one is called Charon, and it was discovered in 1978 by a scientist named James Christie. And Charon is almost half the size of Pluto.
Hopefully not related to Chris Christie.
Charon is so big that some scientists would argue that the system has 2 dwarf planets, and that Charon is big enough to be a dwarf planet and not just a moon. Charon's density is 1.71 times the density of water, which suggests that its icy contents are just more than 50% rock and about 10% less rock by mass than Pluto. Charon orbits Pluto every 6.4 Earth days, and there's 19,640 kilometers between Pluto and Charon. The other 4 moons are called Nix, Hydra, Kerberos, and Styx. Nix and Hydra were discovered by the Hubble Space Telescope in 2005, and Kerberos and Styx were discovered in 2011 and 2012.
Thank God for Edwin Hubble, eh?
Now, did both of your books think that Pluto is a planet?
They were unsure, honestly.
Well, you know what my book is about? How it's not a planet. How fascinating.
What is it if it's not a planet?
Oh my gosh,
What
it is
else
a
could
dwarf
it be?
planet.
A
A
dwarf
dwarf planet.
A dwarf planet?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
So,
Good
here's
question,
how it
Michaela.
happened.
Thank you.
Astronomers discovered Eris, another celestial body, in 2003. And this question, what makes a planet a planet? So, at the 2000, at the International Astronomical Union, the definition of a planet is that it must be in orbit around the Sun, and that it must have enough gravity to put it in a spherical shape, which Pluto satisfies. But here's the catch. So,
There's always a catch.
Pluto has not cleared the neighborhood in its orbit. It's actually one of 70,000 large objects in the Kuiper Belt, and it's hardly alone. And astronomers found an even larger object than Pluto, which is Eris. And the Earth is 1.7 million times the mass of any other object in orbit, but Pluto, it's fairly significant. So this is what makes it
Fairly.
a dwarf planet. You know what a dwarf planet is? No?
A little person planet?
Let me enlighten you.
Slap her hands.
A dwarf planet it's in orbit around a star, but itself is not a satellite. It has sufficient mass which is nearly spherical in shape, but it has not cleared the neighborhood around its orbit, and Pluto has it. Therefore, it is a dwarf planet.
Fascinating.
I also
Revelation.
found that the mass of Pluto is only 1 times 10 to the 22nd kilograms, which is a lot smaller than the Earth.
Several magnitudes.
A lot of
Orders.
magnitude.
Yes. precisely. And even about, what, 10? 8, 10? Less than the sun, we'd say?
We would say that.
We would
Yes,
say that. Yes, we
do math,
would.
we would say 8.
If we
Yes.
do that, yes. Ladies, I have some additional points
Oh my
of
God.
reference for you on Pluto. Yes.
Wow,
Do look
very rare.
entertained as they're...
It's hard to find in these day and age.
Yes. They're a little bit scandalous, these facts here, though.
Oh my goodness.
Fun fact about Pluto and its little atmosphere. It's the only known dwarf planet with an atmosphere, though it's very thin and would be toxic for humans to breathe. We're going to bring out some vocab terms now, folks. When Pluto's at perihelion, Pluto's atmosphere is gas. When Pluto is at aphelion, its atmosphere freezes and falls like snow. How pretty, huh? Now, Michaela, you were mentioning the orbit a little bit earlier, but you didn't mention how long it is. Did you know how long it is?
I didn't. I'm embarrassed, but it's okay.
248 years. Hard to get a birthday there, huh? The term Plutoid is used to describe objects in the solar system that are rounded and orbit the sun beyond the orbit of Neptune. In fact, some astronomers hypothesize that Pluto is just an escaped satellite of Neptune that pulled out of Neptune's atmosphere and made its own orbit. How does that make you feel?
A little scared.
A little scared, yeah. Shocked, frightened, War of the Worlds, perhaps? Yes.
It's all seems right. Yeah.
Now, ladies, in your readings, did you come across anything about New Horizons?
New
Wonderful. I'd be happy to enlighten you on that front.
Yeah.
Sure. New Horizons was actually an expedition that was sent. Obviously, there were no people on board, as it took quite a while. Essentially, what it did was it just passed by Pluto on July 15th, or July 14th, 2015. Now, what they discovered was a lot of things. They took some great pictures of Pluto as they passed. But interesting something was said by NASA scientist Jeff Moore, who is New Horizons co-investigator. Now, previously, the solar system had been divided into two zones. We had an inner zone and an outer zone. The inner zone contained rocky planets from Mercury to Mars, and the outer zone contained gas giants from Jupiter to Neptune. Now, this passing of Pluto introduced the third zone, which scientist Moore referred to as a vast realm of ice worlds. Pretty amazing, huh? Let's drop another fun fact, ladies. You all look like you enjoy those wonderful different types of trail mix. Well, let's do a trail mix reference, shall we? Attempting to view Pluto from Earth is like trying to see a walnut from 30 miles away. I don't know about you, but that's a little hard to do. And let's see, that about wraps up what I have to say. Lastly, it takes 5 hours for sunlight to reach Pluto.
Oh my God.
Yeah, insomnia's crazy there.
No.
All right, ladies, any final words?
I feel like we've learned a lot today.
Yes.
I
All of
had no
us.
idea what an interesting dwarf this was.
It is a little odd, isn't it? A little small, a little weird.
I think little is the perfect word.
Perfect word. Cute, though. Cold,
Little
though.
Pluto.
Yes. All right. Coming to you next week, live from the Thurston Basement, American Astronomers and Philatelic Society, Ellen Dajitsky, Anna Sorinsky, and Michaela Bajinsky. And I'm your host, Solomon Sorbinsky.